YouTube, what is going on, you straight beautiful guardians of the internet? It is Mesa Sean back at it with some Destiny, and yeah, we're gonna go through my Warlock class setup. And this is not a best class setup tips and tricks from Mesa Sean. Well, didn't you guys hate all those spam videos for every type of FPS game? No, there is no such thing as best class setup. I just want to show you guys what I like to use and what I think is useful for different situations now that I've pretty much done with my Warlock and moving on to my Titan. But I want to show you something real quick. What I commonly do now that I have 3 characters is whenever I'm done with a character, excuse me, I put everything in the vault. And even all these items like helium filaments or relic irons, ascendant energies and stuff. And then when I go to use that character, I'll pick and choose things I want to take out with me for that day or session or whatever hour, including heavy ammo and all that stuff, and what weapons I want to level up. I'll do a quick check in here to see what I got to level up and then take it for the day. So let's go into my class real quick. Now, let's talk about the armor really first. So I'm at level 29. I did get a pair of raid boots, but let me just take you through real quick. First, originally, it was my exotic was the Apotheosis Veil, which I liked. It was decent in defense, 402. I got it up to in 27 light. Melees would replenish my grenade energy, replace health when you pick up an orb, and activating your super regenerates your health. Not a big fan of those, perks. They're nice and all, but I was super excited when I got this one, the Heart of Praxis Fire, which we'll go into in a second. So I was using that, and then with just a regular, I think it was a purple legendary chest piece, but my intellect was low the whole time, so I was never getting my supers. I would get a ton of grenades fast, and obviously you could see my melee, I had 0 effect on that, but I really was lacking intellect. That's why I kept saying dumb Warlock. But once I did a Nightfall and I found this baby here, the Heart of Praxic Fire, which I love because you got some more discipline, you get a little more light, but that exotic bumps it up to 439. See, the Apotheosis Veil was only bumping it up to 402. So this really maximizes my defense at 439. And also, it further decreases abilities of cooldowns while Radiance is active, so it's more for the Sunsinger. I could carry more ammo from my fusion rifles. I use the fusion rifles more in PvE, because I'm not very good at them in PvP, and I don't like them. Well, mainly because I got killed by them so much. And the main thing, carry more ammo for heavy weapons. I was always wondering when I first started using my Warlock, I was like, why am I getting barely any heavy ammo when I pick it up in PvP? But my Hunter gets just oodles of bullets. That was why. I didn't have any armor that would do that. Then, this gauntlet was just a legendary drop. It's nothing really to get into. But here, pair of raid boots. This really helped push me over the edge in terms of light. Of intellect. Up until then, I was barely getting any supers, but that 132 for light was wonderful. And it also lets me carry more ammo for heavy weapons. So, super excited for that. So, that's where I am. I'm going to keep doing the Vault of Glass and going for more raid gear and all that stuff. So that's the armor. Let's take a look at the abilities. Okay, so now for abilities with the Voidwalker, again, just going to go through what I typically like to use, and I don't really make changes between PvE or PvP. Occasionally I'll make changes on this particular tree here, maybe this one over here, but for the most part, I keep them the same. I always go with the Axiom Bolt. I find that's most effective. For Glide, I go with Focus Control. I don't mess with the Blink, even though it seems like it's the raging fad in PvP right now. For my Vortex, I like, for my Nova Bomb, I like Vortex because I find it very effective in PvE when you see a situation where there's just a horde of enemies and they'll just walk right into it or they get trapped in it. Love that. And also PvP when you try to get guys off the B-Dom, you can sometimes take out people that are one-shot. Okay, for my melee, I just go with Lifesteal, so get some health back if I actually get a kill with it. This tree, I like to keep all my stats right where they are. If I go at Arcane Spirit, take a hit on the agility and armor, that's not really going to, as we learned from Dado, that armor boost is not really going to do anything for you in PvP. So thank you, Dado, for pointing that out, because I did not know. With this tree, I'm going to go with Angry Magic, so that Nova Bomb tracks enemies, so that helps me if I screw up and not have bad aim when actually throwing that Nova Bomb. Then in this one, I go with Ancestral Order, again, just to keep my stats all the same. And then for this last one, I go with Vortex Mastery, so that it increases the range of my Axiom Bolt and also the duration of my Vortex effect on the Nova Bomb. So I make sure I choose this along with Vortex and along with Axiom Bolt. So that's it for Voidwalker. Okay, now for Sunsinger, you know, I have to be frank, guys. I'm not a big fan of the Sunsinger class, and maybe you guys can help me in the comment section to get better use out of this class, because I just always find myself immediately going to the Voidwalker. So, okay, let's go through. I use the Firebolt Grenade. I find that's pretty effective. I used to like the Solar Grenades because they make those big, huge fireballs or whatever, but I like the Firebolts because they tend to track enemies or something like that. So, now with... for my jumping, I actually go a balance glide, so I get just better, you know, a little bit of bonus in speed and control. Now with my radiance, I go with the Fireborn, so I can come back to life, even though I've yet to use it, because I said I always use Voidwalker. I really don't use the Sunsinger that much. Now for my Scorch, I'm going to go with Flame Shield, so it can reduce incoming damage for a little bit short time. Again, with these types of skill trees, I like to use one that's not going to change any of my stats at all. Same thing with this skill tree. I just always stick with the one that's not going to change anything. For this skill tree, I go at Radiant Will, so I get a longer duration when I activate Radiance. And then my last one, I go with Touch of Flame, where all grenades ignite enemies, causing damage over time. So I think it's pretty effective in PvP, even though I don't really use it that much, or at least I don't use the Sunsinger that much. I think that's pretty effective compared to the other two. So let's talk about guns. Okay, so first off with guns, I always want to make sure I keep some sort of 300 level attack in my primary. Now right now I have the Service Regime that's not upgraded, and guys, I apologize for not talking over my don't upgrade your Service Regime PSA. I still think it is pretty effective. So what I do is I keep 2 of my Service Regimes I keep one unupgraded, and the other 2, one is fully upgraded, one I am upgrading. Like this one I'm actually in the midst of, because I do want that 300 attack. My also other favorite gun for PvE situations is the Shadow Price, which I bought from the Vanguard. My problem with this in PvP is I am not good with it. I feel like it recoils too much. I'm not sure. I've seen someone else somewhere on the interwebs that had one where it had less recoil or had a stability modifier. Mine in particular, well, let me pull that up real quick, does not have, come on, Shawnee. It just, the longer you hold down the trigger, the more accurate it gets, and if recovering from near death can grant you more ammo and the reload speed goes up a little bit, not a big deal. But, and then I always like to keep at least one sniper. Now I have 3 of these, Predator's Revenge. I've done the raid 4 times, so I got 3 of those, and then I always keep my full auto comedian or some sort of shotgun or fusion rifle. Fusions I use for PvE and not really PvP because I'm not good with them. And then for my heavies, I'm always going to keep a LMG and then some sort of tube, depending on what type of strike or boss that we're facing. I actually prefer, hear me out on this one, the Zombie Apocalypse, and that's why I'm trying to get my Crucible marks up so I can buy another one for my other characters. The Swarm I like, it's good, but sometimes the slow fire rate really kind of messes with me sometimes. I'm used to the Zombie Apocalypse that I have was a drop. It's not the one you can buy, and it's got 300 attack, and it just the fire rate is just amazing on it. So I always like to keep just a real high attack auto rifle, or last word when I would just want to have fun, a sniper rifle, and then some sort of shotgun or fusion rifle, and then also my some sort of LMG or tube. But again, depending on what type of arc damage, void damage, elemental damage we need or whatever before we go into a nightfall or the weekly or something like that, I'll go in here and take a look and see what everything does. Like I've got just got patience and time, and I gotta be frank, I think the Icebreaker blows that thing away. It's a fun toy, but just the Icebreaker, that regen ammo, just blows that thing away. Just got this toy last night, the Hexcaster. Looks like it might be cool for PvE, but look at that impact. That thing must be horrible in PvP, but I've yet to try it. Let's see, I got some more tubes here. This thing I love, Light Beware. This is my favorite fusion rifle, next to the Pocket Infinity. Still using Pocket Infinity for PvP, but for PvE situations, I like the Light Beware. It's just a little more consistent. So, and I got a couple scout rifles. This one's my favorite here, the Cryptic Dweller. Well, I didn't mean to take that, but let's go in and take a look at stats real quick. If you guys want me to do a review, I want to do I have planned a review of like a scout rifle sniper class setup where I use the Cryptic Dweller and along with the Icebreaker. It makes a wonderful combo because this thing is really, really powerful, and it also it's very accurate. And when fully leveled up, you can get to 300. I've been meaning to do that actually. I mean, when I use the Cryptic Dweller and the Icebreaker, forget it. A Fallen Walker will go down in just seconds, whatever. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, there is no best class setup. There's no tips and tricks, and you want to use this, and blah, 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 blah. This is just what I like to use, guys. But comment in the comment section what you like to use, and as well as recommendations for me to enjoy my Sunsinger more. Why am I not liking it? I don't know. I think it's because with the Voidwalker, I love that Nova Bomb and tend to abuse it. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like on it if you see fit, and I'll see you guys in the next video. You stay beautiful, Guardians.